Thanks for tuning in. Today's video is on the triangle choke, on the mechanics. So if you're one of those guys that triangle choke is your move and you get everyone with the triangle choke left, right, and center, don't even bother watching. If you're one of those guys that has the triangle choke and you're like, they keep on passing, or it's like, I can't quite get the tap, maybe you'll get something out of it, because all I'm doing is talking about the mechanics of the triangle choke and how to maximize your pressure to up your percentage in the triangle choke. So I hope you enjoy. Blair, come on in. Thank you very much. I can't do the triangle choke if both arms are in the guard. I cannot do the triangle choke if both arms are outside the guard. However, I can do the triangle choke if one arm is in the guard and one arm is outside the guard. So what I want to do once I've attained this position is I want to control his arm and his head. I'm going to talk about the 7 steps here that will up your percentage. So once I have this control, the first step is I want to lift my hips off the mat. I can do that by having the heel on the hip. So I want to lift my hips to have the back of my hamstring on the side of his neck. So it's going to be step 1 is lift the hips up, and step 2 is get a rotation out of this. Okay, so that's step 1. Step 2 is now I'm going to have the back of my calf, the back of the neck, have a nice tight bite. This is step number 2. Step number 3 is I'm going to add another shrimp off the mat, and step number 3 now is I'm going to figure 4 my legs at the ankle. I'm feeling I'm applying pressure here. This is step 3. Step 4 is I'm going to add tightness by just flaring my toes to the ceiling, tightening this up. That's step 4. Step 5 is I flare my heel outwards. Step 6, didn't get to step 6. Step 6 is I bring the head down, and step 7 is lift the hips up, if everything is not quite as tight as you would like it to be. So it's important to flare the toes to the ceiling, flex your foot up to make it tighter. And then I see a lot of triangles with the heel at the back. I want to flare it outwards to shrink this triangle space where his neck is. Let me talk about the 7 steps again. I control his head and arm. One arm is in the guard, one arm is out the guard. All right, I can do the triangle choke. Here are my 7 steps. I lift the hips up and I get a rotation. That's step 1. Step 2 is heel down, calf behind the neck. Step 3 is I shrimp out a little bit more and I figure 4 my legs. I'm going to ease up on the figure 4. If I just squeeze down, I'll be getting a tap here right away. So heel down is step 3. Step 4 is flare my foot upwards. Step 5 is heel outwards. Step 6 and step 7. Excuse me, Blair. Hold it right there. When you're sparring, you don't go with this slow. You don't go step 1, step 2. For the people watching this right now, a very unrealistic way of getting anyone to tap to this. You gotta start repping with a cooperative partner. Get familiarized with the steps. Step 1 through to 7. Then you'll be able to do step 1, 2, and 3 together. You'll be able to do step 4 and 5 together, and 6 and 7 together. And that becomes 3 steps. And then when you get that much more familiar, the 7 steps become 2 steps, and then it's just one motion. But it all starts with practicing the mechanics with a cooperative partner and understanding how to get the tightness out of the triangle choke. And here's a little tidbit. More you understand and dissect and know where the pressure is coming from the triangle choke, in the future you'll be able to start countering the triangle choke better, because you'll understand what they'll need to finish you. So it's the yin and the yang, and you become to the full circle again. So Again, very unrealistic way of thinking you're going to get a tap, but that's how you practice it at the beginning so you truly understand. I'm talking to the people that are having a hard time getting that tap from the triangle choke. People that get it all the time, no problem. You shouldn't be watching this anyways. But for the people that not quite getting the tap, focus on these steps. Let me cover what to do with the hands, and then I'll finish this off. So I'm in position, I'm here, I have the head and the arm. So I go to the first 1, 2, 2. Now I want to grab the shin right here and get that extra shrimp and get the angle from here. Once I'm here, the head can't pop up. So I want the hand at the shin. Now I can easily do step 3 by figure 4ing the leg. Step 4, toes up. Step 5, step 6, and step 7. Okay, so just make sure once I have the head and arm control, I go for my steps. I need to come over here. I could bring the hand over, but that's not as important as making sure I control my shin so he doesn't pop up. Then I get that extra leverage and finish off my steps. Thank you very much, Blair. It's about the steps. And once you understand the steps, it's about combining them and able to do them together so it's one fluid motion. There's a lot of different concepts, a lot of different ways of doing the triangle choke, and then there's the entries. I'm not even talking about the entries. I'm not talking about the follow-up in case the triangle didn't work. So just the raw mechanics. I hope you got a little something out of it, and I look forward to seeing you in the mat soon.